Hello, everyone. My name is Edo Rodriguez. Today I'm going to be going over the stock market, where we're at, and as well as cryptocurrencies. First and foremost, I would like to say that I'm not a financial advisor, and anything I say or show you guys in today's session is purely based off my research, my own analysis, my own critical thinking. I should not be able to influence you guys on making investing decisions, so I highly suggest you guys consult with a financial advisor. And secondly, what I'm going since this is my first ever YouTube video and recording of the stock market, I'm just going to be explaining today where we're at in the market, what's going on, why are stocks falling, cryptocurrencies, where we're at as where we're at in the broad market sense, and where I think we're going to be heading, and some tips and advice. And if you guys have any Q&As or want me to go more in depth and technical with exactly like Apple and do day-to-day predictions, I will be able to do so. But for now, this is just going to be a general rundown of where we're at, what's going on, and I'm going to try to explain it in the simplest terms for you guys because um, I just want to just show you guys where we are at the moment, okay? And what's going on, what has caused these events to lead up to where we're at now. So, and thirdly, I would like to also say that for those of you guys who are watching this video, and please, I encourage you guys to watch the whole video because this is information that is in fact helpful. This is for your own benefit, for your own good. Um, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. However, the whole overall goal of the stock market and investing is to make money. So I highly encourage you guys to, take a look, sit down, listen through what I'm going to say because it's very important, especially for those of you guys who have already been exposed in the cryptocurrencies and the stock market and you guys are struggling, or, you maybe bought Bitcoin at the wrong time and now it's at 18K and stuff like that. I highly suggest you guys, just sit down, run through the whole video. I'm not asking for you guys to do much. Just listen to what I have to say. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the dissection of the stock market. So where are we at? So right now what you guys are looking at is Webull. This is what I use to make investing decisions and as well as take a look at the stock market. So I'm using Webull once again, and what we're looking at here is the Nasdaq 100. If for those of you guys who don't know what the Nasdaq is, there are different sectors in the stock market. You have your tech sector, you have your pharmaceutical sector, your sector, excuse me. You also have your energy sector. You have different sectors for different markets. The main three are the Dow Jones, the SPY, and the Nasdaq 100. So your SPX. And generally speaking, since I don't have a set schedule, and in future videos, if you guys want me to look at other stocks and go more technical and in depth, I will do so. So, but right now it's just like, general brief information of where we're at. So right now we're looking at the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 basically goes over tech sectors like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google. Those are generally speaking what the Nasdaq 100 consists of, and you can consider this as a godfather. So wherever this goes is where it affects the overall tech sector. And the heaviest weighted sector would be the Nasdaq. So besides all that, what has led to a fluctuation of selling pressure downward, Bitcoin falling, everything's kind of crashing, right? The recession that people talk about, why are we at this state at this given time? So we are looking at the Nasdaq 100, which again is a weekly sector. We're looking at it from a weekly perspective. So you guys can clearly see, the first thing you'll notice is that we have this uptrend here. What an uptrend basically means is that we're going up, buying pressure. It's a bull market. There's a bull market and there's a bear market. Bull market is just people, investors like you and I, buying stocks, continuously pumping it, pumping it, pumping it. They're holding on to gains, capital, and they're trying to make money off of it, right? So the start of the virus, as you can see here, stocks reached an all-time low, and of course you guys were probably aware of the AMC and GME fiasco. So that kind of sparked a revolution of straight pumping, bull market territory. Stocks were at all-time low, and people started buying. They said, they were home, they wanted to buy shares, and they started buying it. AMC, GME fiasco, yada yada yada. And this 2 years of uptrend has been nonstop, right? Of course, we have our moments of downward pressure, but it wasn't for long. Like for here, you can see like the start of August. or is it August? Yeah, August till September, we were only down for 1 month, and then we went right back up, right back down, and up. So generally speaking, right, in a broad sense, we've been in an uptrend for 2 years. The start of the virus, 2020, all the way till the beginning of this year, which is 2022. As you can see here, this first red bar here, we fell over right here. This is the start of the downtrend. Now, why is this important, and why should you guys know about this? Because the reason why this is important is because of the fact that stocks cannot go up forever. Um, of course, if you guys are up to date with the news, there's a lot of uh, factors outside the stock market. So, of course, the economy, inflation, um, shortages, the virus itself. There, all these factors has kind of caused, not during the time of pumping, but as of late now, has caused the stock market to reverse the bull trend. Now we're entering a bear market, right? So in other words, you can't, the stock market can only go as high as it wants it to, or as high as the investors will allow it to. So again, this is the tech sector, right? Apple, Tesla, just putting it out there again. So inflation happened, right? Gas prices. You had the Russian Ukraine war. You had fears of recession. You have gas prices or food is expensive, and that has caused selling pressure throughout the stock market. So I'm gonna go to the daily perspective. So the beginning of this year, right here, as you guys can see in this line here, let me close this out here. Here, as you guys can see, we peaked out here at 16,000. This value doesn't really matter, but just know that at this point in time, this is when the stock market was at its highest. And and this was during, look, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, during November. So close to the end of the year, right here, literally, the start of the new year, what happened to stocks? They fell over, look, just like that. Now, again, why is this important? Because if the point of me being here is to show you guys exactly why the stock markets fall, where I think it's going to be heading, right? I'll show you guys my drawings later, but um, from a logical perspective, nobody likes to buy expensive things, and that goes with stocks as well. So at some point in time, people could not continue pumping stocks and making new positions. So what do? They sell out. Why? Because of the bear market. News wasn't looking too hot. You had the shortages, supply chain shortages. Companies like Apple and chip companies, and they're all complaining about the shortages or not meeting demand. This has caused a lot of fluctuation and a lot of scare in the market, which also intensified selling pressure throughout the beginning of this year, and also caused stocks to fall over and cause investors to sell their positions, right? Sell their shares and move on to different sectors. As I was mentioning, you have your energy sectors, which is kind of the safe haven, which is not generally a good thing, because if you take one position out of another, all that's going to do is just make the tech sector go down even more, go down harder and faster. And that also includes cryptocurrencies, which I'll also explain as well. And from a personal standpoint, again, as you guys can see here, we have 2 years of uptrend. No slowing down, no stopping the brakes, nothing. Therefore, it's only been 6 months, and news keeps getting worse. I listen to shareholder meetings, so I have kind of a little bit of inside information of what's going on. News is important. Gas prices aren't looking so good. Inflation's out of control. So a lot of these banks and financial departments are trying their best to slow down inflation. And the only way to slow down inflation is to control the stock market, right? No control. Now we're being controlled. And now this has caused a bear market. So again, a bear market is basically people are selling their positions and they're holding cash in reserve. Now, your guys are probably like, okay, well, if the stock market is falling, is it going to crash, right? That's a big term that a lot of people like to use. Generally speaking, no, because from a monthly perspective, I mean, this is like the first bear market we've had for like years. You know what I mean? We've been on a steady gain train, as you guys can see, or steady uptrend since like 2009. You know what I mean? Of course, the 2009 was a big deal, obviously, with the whole market crash as well, or 2008. I forgot one of the dates, but yeah, the recession. And yeah, I mean, look, we stocks fall over, and what do? They grind back up, and then they fall over, and they come back up. New higher highs, higher lows. So I mean, it's just a steady uptrend. From a let me see if I can put a yearly perspective. I mean, stocks don't fall forever, stocks don't go up forever. But from a yearly perspective, I mean, it's like we have uptrend, downtrend, bear market, uptrend, bear market, uptrend, a little bit, and then just straight gain. So yeah, so this is our first ever pullback, and I think it's necessary because you stock if in order to keep going higher, we need to pull back and come back lower. So more people like you and I who are interested in the stock market, who have money on reserve, who have cash, can invest and get in cheap. And for example, you wouldn't buy Bitcoin at 60K, you want to buy it where it's at now, 90K, and whatnot. That's just an example, right? So it's just a matter of waiting till the stock market reaches the bottom, the tech sector reaching the bottom, right? Now, with that being said, um, I'm not going to explain what each of these lines mean, but just know that we've been on a steady downtrend. We've been respecting these trend lines, right? We peaked out here. We've broken down resistance levels here, and now we finally are respecting this trend line. So we have a steady downtrend, up, down, and now we're kind of like we're neutral currently. We're stagnating in this position here. Um, um, Again, this is the tech sector, right? And basically, in the broad market sense, we remember as I mentioned earlier, we've been going up for 2 years, right? Steady uptrend. So who's to say that we can't go down for 2 years or maybe 3 years? You know what I mean? Like we haven't really had a nice pullback till now. Therefore, I think the stock market can go lower, right? And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I think the stock market can go lower. I'm not gonna get into the levels, right? But I just want to have you guys be aware that the stock market, personally, from what I'm seeing, could go lower. There is no reversal at the moment. In other words, we're not just gonna go back to being a bull and go back up. It's gonna take some time. We have 2 years of up, and it's only been 6 months, or now the seventh month, right? And of July, and we're still going down. We're still going lower. So I don't advise what I'm gonna say, but I would wait. Why would I wait? Because of the fact that the market could go low. It could go lower until investors step in, buyers step in to reverse this position and reverse this trend. I highly suggest to wait. Right? That's just something I would do for myself, and I recommend. So that's basically the general sense of the Nasdaq 100, the tech sector. Um, and it's all important because I don't want people to invest and not know when is a right time or wrong time. So right now you can take a look at it as it's a fire sale. It's cheap, not cheap obviously, but like better than what it was originally. It's kind of like a Black Friday sale going on, right? Because as it's kind of like, you take a look at this. um as people continue it's kind of like, you got to think of it like this: those who missed out on opportunities to make money, now they have the opportunity to make money because now the stocks are going lower. People who had Bitcoin at like $100, right? It's like 60K, they're done. Or not, that's not a terrible example, excuse me. Let's just basically know that it gives people, new investors, like you and I, time and the opportunity to buy stocks at a cheaper price. So the market's not going to crash. We're just in a bear market. And like I showed you throughout history and throughout time, we've had situations and similarities like this where we go up and we go down, we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. I mean, it's not like it's going to go down forever right here, especially the great crash of 90, I believe, like in the 90s, the internet boom started in 2000, you know what I mean? It's like the internet. But that's what I'm saying, like we had a bear market here for about 2 years, you know what I mean? So it takes a while. So we're still early in the bear market. We're still early in the downtrend. So that's why I believe that we're not ready to continue higher. I don't think we're going to make new gains anytime soon, maybe within the next year or so, because we've been up for 2 years. So I would wait. I'm going to wait. I'm just trading, and yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. So for again, just a recap of the Nasdaq 100, the tech sector, 2 years of uptrend, inflation, bad news, gas prices soaring, shortages has caused the stock market to fall over, to crash, quote unquote, and cause this bear market slash recession, however people want to take it. And all it is doing, right? Because of course people are losing money, and of course people who had positions at a higher up are now screwed. But this is why this is important. This is what I'm here for. This is called technical analysis. I don't know if I said this, but I am here to predict the future of stocks, trends, with news, current events, the economy, progression. Um, and yeah, so I want to show you guys this, and I'm giving my time away to explain this because it's important. Because I'm sure everybody here wants to make money. I like investing. Investing is cool and all, but there's no good in investing if you don't know where Apple or Bitcoin is going to be at. You're just hearing it from other people. So I'm here just to explain to you guys what's going on, and this is what it looks like, this is what it is, because this is real information. What I'm showing you guys here, this is actual, this is the stock market. So you know of course I'm not a financial advisor, anything could change, but throughout my experience and my time and day-to-day look at the market, this is the trend. And like I said, in future videos, I'll go more in depth in technicals, and I'll show you guys like real patterns and why this happens later on. But for now, this is just broad general information. But yeah, we're in a bear market. Bad news keeps coming around. Inflation, shortages, gas prices has caused the stock market to fall over throughout the beginning of this year, start of 2022, and since we're in the first 7 month of it, we're still, not making new gains, going lower lows, lower highs, and we haven't gotten the chance to go reverse and make a bull trend again. So, um, I suggest, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but my own advice would be, I would wait. I would see. I would like for the stock market. I would like for the buyers to step in the tech sector. I would like for inflation to settle down. If gas goes back down to 250, I think that means the economy is doing well. Inflation needs to slow down before people go back and put their money into the stock market. Right. So yeah, this is my rundown of the Nasdaq 100. I'm gonna move into Bitcoin super quick, and I apologize for this long video. It's really hard to narrow down such a sector, or such the intensity of the stock market, because it is a lot of information. And like I said, if you guys are still here and listening, I applaud you guys, because it's real information. None of this is made up. You can watch any other person who does these live streams, and they'll say the same thing. And yeah, hello. Oh, sorry for that cutout. But yeah, so um, I apologize. I was doing something, but yeah. So I suggest you guys wait and excuse me. Um, yeah, that's basically my idea of what's going on. So I'll move on to Bitcoin real quick and cryptocurrencies as a general, and I'll just explain in simplest terms. No, this isn't right. Yeah, give me 1 second here. But yes, I really appreciate you guys listening in. Whoops, sorry about that. Uh, eh, Here it is. So yeah, ignore the trend lines for now. I'm just gonna explain the general sense of it. Let me just take this off real quick. Boom. Okay, so again, same reason: pump, fall over, pump, fall over. Now, the reason I'm gonna explain this in simplest terms, so you guys are probably gonna be like, okay, so what do you think of Bitcoin? Well, the Bitcoin or cryptos are not the same as the, like, Apple, because there's no true value to Bitcoin. It's all speculation. We can only assume that it's worth equivalent of $1. But in simplicity's sake, right? Just like the stock market, it's crashing too. What worries me about Bitcoin more is that there is no true value of Bitcoin and there is no bottom to Bitcoin. Bitcoin can go as low as it wants. And because of that reason, I don't really know how I feel about Bitcoin. Sure, it could come back up again, but there's no true bottom to Bitcoin because of the fact that Bitcoin has no true value. You can't measure Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not tangible. Um, it's not like it sells. Bitcoin does not have a balance sheet. Bitcoin does not have an annual income, annual revenue. It's not tangible. They don't sell anything. There's no services. It's just speculation. Therefore, when it comes to technicals and where it's going to be in the future, it's kind of hard to say because it's kind of like it's kind of like you're pumping. I don't know how you would say it, but it's kind of like you can't measure it. You know what I mean? You can only assume through technicals, right? Like I can say that Apple can peak out here, but Bitcoin really doesn't have a bottom or a top. Like what I mean? It just can go as high as it wants and it can go as low as it wants. There's no real peak to it. It's just like maybe idea. But why am I saying this? Because for those crypto lovers out there, they're probably wondering how low can Bitcoin go, right? So just to simply put, since we peaked out at 69K and there's no true resistance at that time frame, I mean like I said, the difference between big cryptos and the stock market is that the stock market has a bottom, but Bitcoin and cryptos technically don't because there's no value to it. In other words, Apple would never be $0 because that's impossible because they sell goods and services that people like you and I buy, and that's how they make their money. That's how they report their income statement, their balance sheet, their EPS, their earnings. Bitcoin doesn't have an earnings. They don't have anything. It's just speculation. So because of that, there's no true bottom, and that's what's worrisome because I don't know how low it can go. Of course, through trend lines and what I have drawn here, I can only speculate. And because of the speculation, again, just like the stock market, it hasn't reached true bottom yet. We just started a bear market. It's downward pressure. It's only been 6 months into it, as like I showed you in the Nasdaq. So we just started this downtrend. It could take years, maybe 2 years, maybe a year. It all depends how low the market wants to go. Therefore, from a technical standpoint, cryptocurrencies. I don't like cryptos. I think they're okay. Like I said, I'd rather trust Apple. Real companies who have real value. And I know you guys are probably gonna hate on me, those Bitcoin lovers out there, but NFT lovers. But I'm sorry, but like I said, you can't measure a Bitcoin at the end of the day. I don't know what the bottom of Bitcoin is. I don't know how to measure a Bitcoin, but it's like they don't sell anything. They're not a physical asset. They're not tangible. And because of that, we're just, bottom the bottom could, if anything, believe it or not, as it could really reach $0. I mean, it's just how it is. So yeah. But yeah, that it would be my prediction. It could really reach $0. That goes for Ethereum as well. There's no value to Ethereum, so like I said, I would just wait to buy it. And yeah, so and I think that basically narrows the overall market in my prediction. So like I said, we're just at a steady downtrend. That's kind of why everything's hitting bottom and people are screaming recession or crash of the market. But till the economy gets better and inflation and gas eases down, you know, I would just wait. So hope you guys enjoyed this analysis breakdown. Um, hope you guys enjoyed July 4th. Stay safe. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on stocks you want me to look at and go in depth, I'll definitely do a rundown of that sometime this upcoming week. But enjoy July 4th and have a great day.